Hello again, welcome to Queensland Weekender for another Saturday afternoon. It's great to have your company. Got a little question for you. What have you been able to achieve today? I mean, seriously, in the daylight hours. Because on today's show, I'm in for an incredibly jam-packed day full of fun. I'm starting here at Brisbane Airport, be heading to Charleville of all places for smoko, then off to Lake Eyre for lunch. I'll be following that with an afternoon beer in the Birdsville pub, and then being whisked back here to Brisbane Airport in time for dinner. I know that's hard to believe, but stay with us. If nothing else, we'll achieve a few flying miles on today's show. I'll see you shortly. So every week on the show, we try and get out and show you as much of Queensland as we possibly can, but the harsh reality is Queensland's a big state, and there are only so many hours in a day. So there are two things that you need to do. You need to get up early in the morning, and you need a fairly serious means of transportation. Dash 8.
Obviously, this is a day tour of a very different kind, crossing just about the entire state, from cities and sandy beaches to salt lakes and desert dunes. Our destination, the legendary Lake Eyre, with just a few stop-offs along the way to refuel the plane and the passengers in a couple of iconic outpost towns, Charleville and Birdsville. All up, it's a near 4,000 kilometre round trip to the centre of Australia and back.
Good morning everyone, my name's Graham. I'm going to be your guide for the day. We have the most wonderful clear sky.
This aerial adventure is the passion project of husband and wife team Graham and Debbie Reid. After spending 15 years introducing people to the outback by road, they decided a few years back to take a gamble and offer a whole new perspective on the inner workings of the country.
And what happened was in 2009 we used to do a sort of four-wheel drive Lake Eyre flight, and I was out here and there were all these little planes buzzing around going to Lake Eyre, 2-3 day trips, that sort of stuff. And I said to Deb, I said, why doesn't someone do this in a day? And I went home and told Deb, I want to rent this plane. And she said, how much? You're kidding. And anyway, she reckoned we'd do one flight in 2009. Yeah. We ended up doing 9 flights. Last year we did 16 flights, and Deb's got 21 dates booked for this year.
And what started as a risk has been well and truly rewarded by both passengers, keen to jump on board, and the elements, with 3 years of flooding rains transforming the desert.
The country that we're going to see, when we get down into Birdsville, you're going to see more water than what has been around. Some of the locals say they've never seen so much water around the place. So it's going to be quite extraordinary.
It's a trip that many people would class as a once-in-a-lifetime experience, except perhaps for our pilots. But even regular visitor Captain Mark Davies admits there's something altogether unique about this part of the country.
So you've had a good opportunity to come down to Lake Eyre a few times now. Does it look different every time you fly down here?
It is something obviously very different, and you know, we've been very lucky. You know, the last couple of years that there's been water in the lake. You know, we could go a long time before we see water in the lake again. So it's a good opportunity to come out and see it while there's water here. But just being on the aircraft, it's a great experience for everyone too. It's a great day out. It's a nice, comfortable way of doing it. It beats driving for a couple of days to get out here.
Lake Eyre is quite simply one of Australia's natural wonders, with a basin area that stretches across 3 states, covering about 1.2 million square kilometres. That's roughly the size of France, Germany and Italy combined. So
we're going 180 knots, which is about 340 kilometres an hour.
Are we leaving a trail on the lake? Yeah. Well, I suppose we would be.
Yeah, I think there's a bow wave at the back. I'm not sure about that.
While the flight over the lake is certainly the high point of the tour, the regular descents to sea level also have their own rewards, like the whistle stop at the Birdsville Hotel, a perfect place to swap photos and stories over a few pots.
Oh, you look like a bloke who knows his way around the bush. What about, you know, rather than driving through it, just flying over the top of it, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, for one thing, it's a lot easier, but different perspective. You know, you only see so much from the ground, look side to side and that sort of thing. But yeah, to come out and fly has been great because I've studied the history a bit. We've travelled here quite a bit. So to get up in the air and actually see it is, yeah, been really good.
Well, a couple of fine, upstanding young ladies like yourselves would never be seen dead near an establishment like this, would you?
Oh, no. Never.
No?
But this is historic.
It's amazing,
This
isn't
is an icon. It has to be done.
Have you had a good day, Glenda?
Fantastic. Thank you. Yes. from beginning to end.
Yeah, you've been as far as Charleville?
Yeah, by just driving.
Yeah.
But coming by air and being able to fly over that country that I'd heard about, the Channel country, and look down and there were the channels. And the marvellous, marvellous colours.
Beautiful colours, weren't they?
Absolutely beautiful. Contrasts as well, from the deep reds to then the other sort of salt pan countries of the Simpson Desert, different colours again.
I think we'll all pinch ourselves when we get back to Brisbane tonight to think that we've done all of that travelling in such a short space of time.
Indeed.
The Lake Eyre experience runs right through to October, and given the interest around the lake at the moment, bookings are essential. Give Graham or Debbie a call for all the details. If you'd like to know more about all or any of the stories on tonight's show, you can visit us online. And for more getaway ideas, you can try the Queensland Holidays, Queensland Rail Travel and RACQ websites.
Well, as I said very early this morning, Brisbane to Lake Eyre and back in one day. I just didn't think it could be done, but it's happened. Here I am standing on the steps of the Birdsville Hotel. The ground crew are getting the Dash 8 ready for the run home, and I'll be back in Brisbane in time for tea. That's all we've got time for on today's show. I hope you've enjoyed it. 7 News coming up in just a moment. Sophie Formica and the team from the Great South East are back tomorrow afternoon. Have a fabulous week. I'll see you next Saturday for more Queensland Weekender. Bye for now.